Hey there, I'm Tucker, and you're watching D&D Daily. Today we're going to be talking about the Skirmisher. If you want to play the Skirmisher, you're going to be a very human Echo Knight Artificer Multiclass with the Sentinel feat. The Skirmisher lived in a quaint town of tinkerers, working as a lumberjack with his brother. One day the town was attacked. Him and his brother went to help, and his brother was slain. His brother's ghost now stays with him and acts as his echo. He lives with this echo and has him travel around as essentially a traveling companion. While living in this town, we're going to say that he also learned some of the Artificer skills represented by his 2-level dip into the class of Artificer. The personality of the Skirmisher is that day to day he is going to be kind of a downer. He's not going to be super vibrant or expressive. He's going to be fairly pessimistic, unenthusiastic, and cold. His traumatic past and living with his brother's ghost kind of pushes him towards this. However, in combat or right after combat, it's going to be like he's in the good old days fighting alongside his brother. He would be happier and he would be focused. The Skirmisher is an odd personality to play, but it makes room for a lot of character progression and growth as he overcomes that trauma and or lays his brother to rest. Just him working on that is going to be a good character progression moment. In combat, the Skirmisher is, surprise, surprise, a mid-range Skirmisher. He is going to be using the hand axe as his main weapon with the returning weapon infusion placed on it. He's also going to have a shield with the enhanced defense infusion. And we are going to take the dueling fighting style from our fighter class. The strategy that this character employs is putting his echo right behind his enemy and standing 20 feet away and throwing his hand axes. If the enemy runs forward, they get Sentinel opportunity attacked from the echo space and can't move. If they attack the echo, they will waste one of their attacks before they can do anything to the Skirmisher. If you miss your opportunity attack against the creature and it does come up and attack you, it's going to take a couple hits at you, but you are going to have 21 AC with plate armor and your infused shield. Then on your next turn, you can bonus action swap with your echo, not taking an opportunity attack, and you can repeat the same strategy over and over. You can also use your echo teleport ability for great positioning and mobility in and out of combat. Or you can put your echo 20 feet out ahead of you, and then you can throw your weapon from your echo's position to double your range on your thrown weapons, getting you to 4120 instead of 2060. There are many more ways to apply his skill to any given circumstance. The main thing is to stay creative using ranged combat, melee combat, and his teleport abilities to adapt to his terrain and enemies. Overall, the Skirmisher is very versatile and can dominate any combat that he is put into. Out of combat, you're going to be the muscle of the party. You're strong and you're going to do the strong things. You also have some spell casting from your 2-level dip into Artificer, and you have ritual casting. This isn't much because you only have level 1 spells, but it's still something to consider, especially for out of combat utility cases. In the Skirmisher's downtime, he's going to be trying to help people and trying to find ways to lay his brother to rest. I imagine he would also be tinkering with different elements, and I imagine with his 2 levels of Artificer, he would also be somewhat interested in tinkering and could take that up as a hobby. The key mechanics of the Skirmisher is that you're going to take your 1st level in Fighter, your 2nd and 3rd level in Artificer, and every other level past that into Fighter, and then specifically into Echo Knight once you reach the level. Your stats is going to be Strength first, then Constitution, and then besides that, we just really need a 13 in Intelligence to be able to multi-class into Artificer. After that, it's really free game to whatever you want to do. The level 1 spells that stand out to me to take from the Artificer spell list would be Absorb Elements, Catapult, Long Strider, and Fairy Fire. I would use the cantrips that you get from Artificer more as flavor cantrips or utility cantrips rather than combat cantrips. So maybe Mage Hand and Prestidigitation as opposed to Firebolt. The weaknesses of the Skirmisher is that he is going to have pretty poor Dex, Wisdom, and Charisma, meaning he's not good at a lot of skills, and he's going to have poor saving throws until he gets his Indomitable feature from his fighter class. However, that will come at later levels because of our dip into Artificer. Another weakness is long-range combat. He's good at short-range combat and mid-range combat, but long-range, about over 90 feet or over 120, is where he's really going to drop off, and he'll really just have to run up and attack and make it a mid-range combat. As an NPC, I would use the Skirmisher as a combat encounter. You can use this kind of tactics for any character, but I would make it a multi-layered combat in a terrain with unwalkable gaps, high grounds, and low grounds. The Skirmisher would use this terrain to avoid, isolate, and ambush his enemies, and because of his great mobility from his teleportation, he's really not going to have a problem traversing this terrain. Something else to note is Why only give him one echo? You could give him more echoes or something along the lines of lost spirits as his minions rather than your typical minions. I think the key note to hit with the Skirmisher is applying creative solutions to combat scenarios. He has so much mobility, versatility, and uniqueness in how he fights, so make that shine with this character. How would you use the Skirmisher in one of your games? Let us know in the comments below. We are D&D Daily. We release new videos every single day, so make sure to hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you tomorrow.